here at Timberline Lodge for a little bit of a mini vacation here with Nick, and we're just staying for one night. Going to share a little bit of the adventure here at the lodge with you, and also I wanted to share a bit of my tips for 2024 intention manifesting. Starting to climb the mountain. It's a little bit nervous. Can't really see too much of the mountain. It's very cloudy. So far the road's been totally clear all the way up here, but now it is looking a little bit more icy. All right, 4 minutes to Timberline. We're almost there. And it looks like we might even rise above the clouds too, which would be awesome. This is pretty awesome because in Beaverton we haven't seen the sun in probably at least a week. You're doing a great job driving. I was reading on the Timberline website this morning that currently they have 100 inches of snow to the base lake. So it's 100 inches of snow. You can see some of it along the edge of the road here as we're driving up. Say that again?
No, I was just saying, I think like 160 inches is even more typical like this time of year. This was the first big dump of the season. So it's kind of low, but it's still really nice, and it's making skiing possible.
Yes. Staying at Timberline Lodge was a really cool manifestation for me. Ever since quickly visiting the lodge several years ago, I'd wanted to stay overnight, and so it was really great how everything kind of fell into place to make this happen. And another cool manifestation for this trip was renting this sweet Tesla that you've seen us driving around in. Tesla's been on Nick's dream board for a while, and getting to ride in this beautiful car for the weekend, it's definitely on mine now as well. Here's our room before we fill it with our stuff, and it's all pristine. Cute little room, nice artwork, bed, chair, a little desk with an old-timey phone, some water, and most importantly, view from the mountain. Which mountain is that across the way?
Not sure.
Okay, we'll have to find out what mountain that is. But yeah, definitely above the clouds up here, and really great to see some sun. Now we've really got to get out and do some snowshoeing while there is still sunshine. And yeah, a really beautiful day up on the mountain. Okay, apparently there's a bathroom too. Let's check that out. Ooh, nice. Okay. Yep. Got all the essentials. Perfect. Cute little soap and lotion with the Timberline branding. Just want to capture that before I use it. Okay, and it says locally handmade using snow from Mount Hood, exclusively for Timberline Lodge. So that's pretty interesting. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and use it. So we got to the mountain just in time to do a little bit of snowshoeing, and it's beautiful conditions though, not too cold and still kind of sunny. There's Nick off in the distance doing a bit of snowshoeing. I'm gonna go join him. The ski ski routes are actually closed today, or the lifts are closed, the lift up here. So there's not really any skiing going on, so it's kind of nice for our snowshoeing actually, because we kind of have the mountain to ourselves, which is pretty nice right now because it's very beautiful. And there's the lodge up there where we're going to return to in a little bit and where we're staying. So I think I'll call that a win as far as manifesting. Yay. We can see all the clouds below that we were under when we were driving up here, and that, yeah, it's been cloudy for, I don't know, most of the past month probably in Beaverton where we came from. So it's nice to see the sun up here on the mountain, be above the clouds, looking down on them. Cascade dining room. We're here at the Cascade dining room for dinner, and just got to sit next to the fire. It's really crackling. Yeah, that is a sweet fire. Putting off a lot of heat, doing a lot of crackling. They just brought us out a little bit of ice cream, which is kind of odd. I'm not sure.
Just a random appetizer, I guess. Wow, look at that fire. Quite stoked.
Yeah, they keep bringing us out all these cute little appetizers. Now we get some bread and butter. So we found like this historical room that talks kind of about the history of the lodge. It's interesting. Apparently in 1937 it was dedicated by then President and the First Lady. That would be Roosevelt, right? Yeah, Roosevelt. And of course the movie The Shining was filmed, part of it here. I've never seen that movie, but I know that's something else that the lodge is pretty famous for. And then we were checking out some of these retro photos of how people used to enjoy the lodge. A lot of them are kind of not wearing very much when they're skiing, which is interesting. But pretty cool to see some of the history of the lodge. Okay, here we go. Here's more about the history. So yeah, the lodge was built in 1936 and 37 as part of Roosevelt's New Deal. So very interesting historical architectural space. The sweet owl on the post of the stair. They all have all these animal carvings on the stair posts. So cool. Beaver and like a bear. Some early morning snow plowing. First I thought it was someone's alarm next door to us, but it's the snow plow plowing the parking lot. at 6 a.m. Good morning from Mount Hood. We've got the sunrise happening right now. Looks like it's gonna be another sunny day, which is awesome. Some people are already, looks like, getting set up to maybe check out the trails or do some skiing or something. Got the snow plow plowing the parking lot, which is cool. That's been going since maybe 6 a.m. or so. We could hear it. I thought it was someone's alarm that kept going off, but it was the snow plow and stuff. So yeah, excited to be here for another little bit of snow adventuring today. Good morning. So slept pretty well last night, and check out this view. This is sunrise on the mountain. Yeah, so not a bad view out the window right now. We found out that that mountain is actually Mount Jefferson, so mystery is solved. And yeah, beautiful sunrise this morning. Looks like it's gonna be another sunny day on the mountain, which is awesome. All right, getting ready to go do some more snowshoeing. It's supposed to be a lot colder outside today than yesterday, though. With the wind chill, it feels like -2. So bundling up, putting on this thing, and gonna be looking kind of like a ninja. So probably won't talk to you too much when I'm out there, but yeah, because all my mouth will be covered and it'll be windy and cold. So see you out there. So we're having some brunch / lunch, and we have the cutest view out the window here. So cute. Butternut squash soup with a sourdough bread bowl. Just like that, it's time to go back home, back down the mountain, and back to Beaverton. It's been a great trip though, I've really enjoyed it. Yeah?
Really good.
Back home from Timberline, and just wanted to go ahead and, like I said at the beginning of this video, share a little bit about some things that I think are making the biggest difference for me in 2024 for manifesting my intentions. And these aren't entirely new things. These are things that I kind of started in 2023, maybe a little bit in 2022, but I'm really going to lean into them even more in 2024, which rhymes, so there you go. So there's 2 of them, and the first one is scheduling and routines and kind of how that goes together. So basically, like with the things that I'm wanting to manifest this year, I've narrowed it down to 5 key goals or topics, which is still honestly probably gonna be a lot for the year, but I couldn't really narrow it down any further. So with the scheduling and the routines, basically what I mean by that is just making sure, because some of these things are like, so for example, one of my intentions is around my artistic development and wanting to build my skills and develop more of my style as an illustrator. If you didn't know, that's a big interest for me that I've had for many years, probably since I was like a child, and I really want to make progress on that in 2024. And this is probably one of the ones that's going to be where the scheduling and the routines is going to be actually the most crucial, because this is historically for me a topic or like a dream where I haven't been doing a great job of automatically making the time to work on my artistic skills. Like I'll go through periods where I'll do it for a time and then I'll take a break and then I'll come back to it eventually. So what I'm aiming to do this year with this goal and with my other goals and dreams and intentions is really define some routines and some schedules. And I think what's going to be helpful for me with that is that I'm in a good habit of kind of waking up at the same time every day and going to bed around the same time. And like with my job, there's a lot of structure and routine built into that. And so what I'm doing is just like going ahead and deciding when I'm going to be working on or putting effort into my goals and intentions. And by action and effort, I mean like, yes, I will be doing actual things like practicing drawing or practicing illustration for my illustration goal, but also like when I will do my energy alignment practices or my like manifesting practices. And so kind of like piggybacking those things onto the stuff that I'm already doing as part of my routine and kind of making sure that those are built into my routine. And the other thing that's been really helpful for me that goes along with that recently is scheduling. For a long time, I really resisted kind of scheduling my time more than what was necessary or what schedules were already kind of like put upon me by jobs or other commitments. But over the past year or so, I've really been getting a lot of benefit out of making a schedule for myself, like in the morning kind of first thing, and just kind of planning out how my day is going to flow. And so with that scheduling, yeah, then I can make sure that I'm prioritizing obviously my goals and make sure that I'm not going to get to the end of the day and I didn't work on one of my goals or my dreams or do my energy alignment practice or something like that. But also just like, because like I said, I'm also focused on routines. It's like, if I could just kind of go ahead and design some routines or some schedules that'll be like my typical weekday routine or schedule or my typical kind of weekend, and just kind of decide when in my schedule some of these goal dream activities will naturally fit in, then that's going to be really supportive for me. And so that's kind of the first one, is just like the scheduling and the routines. And another thing that goes along with that is I've started doing this maybe for the past couple of months, and that is utilizing even more so my net time, or like what Tony Robbins calls NET, stands for no extra time. So when you're doing activities that don't use a lot of like mental power, or like don't take a lot of focus, like cleaning or like going for walks outside or stuff like that, I'm starting to do some of my energy alignment practice during those activities. Something I've always done is like listen to inspirational audio or educational audio that could be related to like an intention or a goal or a dream at that time. But lately I've also been doing my energy alignment practice sometimes during that time as well, which is really helpful because there's some days where I don't have like 30 minutes to sit and do creative visualization and journaling and focus wheels and stuff like that, where I already am planning to do exercise. I've got to do that every day. So it's like while I'm exercising, while I'm taking a walk or doing some other kind of exercise, I can be making a list of 10 reasons why I believe I can manifest my dream, or I will do an exercise like 5 things, like if I imagine myself manifesting my dream, 5 things that I appreciate about that reality. So stuff like that, I'm kind of layering that on to things that I'm already doing. So okay, that's kind of the first big chunk of what I'm doing in 2024 that I think is going to be helpful for manifesting my intentions. And the second one is tracking. And what I mean by that is, I think like too often I will come to the end of a year, the end of a period of time, and I will do like some tracking of like the things that I've accomplished or the things that that I want to celebrate about the progress that I've made towards a goal or towards a dream. But like all too often I think I don't celebrate that enough, or don't like acknowledge myself for that enough, or have enough of a record for it. So I've kind of set up in Notion, actually Nick helped me set it up recently. Yeah, thank you for that. Some little bit of a spreadsheet or database thing is like what it's called in Notion, that's going to help me to track the time that I'm spending on some of my goals or my dreams, and then also the milestones that I'm reaching. And so I'm not focusing just on the end big manifestation that I want, but also like the little milestones along the way. So being able to track those and kind of acknowledge myself for the progress that I'm making and the steps that I'm taking. And then the idea would be that I will do that throughout 2024, and then by the end of the year I will have a record of all the time that I've spent kind of like working on my illustration goal or working on another one of my dreams for this year is I have a lot of inspiration around a new psychic reading system that I've been developing, and so I want to finish that and be able to work with that with myself and with clients and things like that. And so yeah, I can track the time that I've spent on these kinds of projects, and then also the milestones that I hit. And by milestone I mean just like when I complete a sub project within a larger project of, like, for example, with the psychic reading project, first I would just want to finish kind of creating the new system that I've come up with, like the first draft version. So that would be a milestone, and then the next one would be like practicing or trying out that system for myself, or maybe for Nick, or like some friends or something like that. So anyway, those are the two things, the two big things that I'm doing that I think would be helpful, that are a little bit different or a little bit adding on to what I've done in the past to help me with manifesting my 2024 goals and dreams.
Alright, so we got just enough time to go inside, pee, grab a kombucha, and go.
Alright, sounds good, I'm down.